Hi everyone, it's John, and today we're going to review the 5 most common reasons that buyers use to not go out and actually look at real estate that's for sale. Whether you're an owner or an agent, I hope you'll find this information helpful, but stay tuned. When we get to the end, I'm going to share with you 3 incentives you can use to attract more buyers to open houses or other showing events. So let's get started, counting up from number 5. First on our list today is bad photography, number 5. And bad photography takes a lot of different forms. It could be that the images are simply poor quality, too many shadows, they're dark, maybe they're grainy, and maybe they're even poorly framed. We don't know what the subject in the photo is. So poor image quality is probably the most common problem we see with photographs. The second one, problem we see a lot, is mixed orientation. Now, photographs can be either portrait or vertically oriented, or they can be horizontally or landscape orientation. When we mix our set of photographs that we submit to the multiple listing service, Realtor.com, Zillow, wherever we are publishing photos about our property for sale, we want to use only one orientation. Using a combination of portrait and landscape will cause the viewer's eyes to have to readjust each time to how the photo is laid out, and you don't want to do that. Most multiple listing services request photographs in landscape orientation in a 3:2 format, so we recommend you stick with those during your whole, in the whole set of photographs. Another problem we often see is that there is no establishing shot. And that is simply at the very beginning of your set of photographs, there should be a front street view photograph of the property that says, hey, here's the property we're looking at today. We're going to be going inside and all around it, but this is it. And your establishing photograph should be taken from the street, should be wide enough to show the left and right limits of the property, should show from the bottom at the curb, top up to the sky. It should be clear, well-centered, and it just lets the buyer know, hey, this is the house we're talking about. Another problem that we often see is that there are great features in the house, and there are pictures in the photo set of every room in the house, but there are no photographs that actually spotlight the best features of the house. If we say a house has a fantastic view, that it has remodeling in it, maybe a new air conditioner, new roof, maybe new flooring, anything that is special, unique, a selling point, should have its own specific photos. And that means, let's say we put in a new vanity in a bathroom. We want to have a photo showing the whole bathroom, but a close-up of that vanity showing its quality and the fact that it's new will help to support that selling point. If in the description that we put in the listing, we talk about anything special that's been done or that's present in the house, we want to make sure we support and drive home that selling point with an appropriate photograph. If you're an agent or a seller or even a landlord in the San Francisco Bay Area's North Bay region, and you'd like some reasonably priced help with your photography, please click the link below for Downpour Media, LLC, our sister company that provides photography for single-family homes, apartments, all sorts of residential property and land in the Bay Area. Number 4 on our list is curb appeal. Curb appeal is simply looking good as someone either walks or drives by, and it makes buyers want to know more. Now, we clean up the home for photography. We mow the lawn, we trim the hedges, maybe add a few flower pots for color. We take all the vehicles out of the driveway, so nothing looks cluttered. We need to realize that when we put our home on the market, potential buyers are driving by. They're making a decision to either call the agent and schedule a showing, or they're going to take time on their weekend to attend an open house. So we want to make sure that our property has good curb appeal, not just for photographs, but all the time, until we get an offer accepted at least. Number 3 on our list, difficult contingencies. Now, a contingency is an item or a condition that must be met or completed before the sale can go through. And sometimes sellers request contingencies that are out of the buyer's control. There's nothing they can do to satisfy that contingency, and it leaves the completion of escrow or the ultimate sale of the property up in the air. And that chases buyers away. Many of them won't even go look at a property that has certain contingencies. And I'll give you an example of one that unfortunately is very common, but most buyers, unless the property is extremely special, most buyers will walk away before even taking a look at the property themselves. And that contingency is that the seller must go find another property to move to and get into escrow on that before they'll close escrow on the home that they have for sale. Buyers know that they have no control over that contingency. It leaves the close of escrow wide open, and therefore most of them will just walk away. So avoid, if you can, any kind of contingency that puts the closure of escrow on your sale in doubt. Number 2 on our list is limited showing times. When we put our home on the market, we have to accept the fact that even if we're still living there, we're raising a family, we have pets that roam inside the house or even out in the lawn, and we have to accept the showing times when people are going to want to come through and see the property without us being there especially. Well, that's a disruption to our life. But if we are serious about selling our property, we need to sit down with our agent, work out a schedule of when those showing times are going to be, whether they are agent showing times where our agent or the buyer's agent has access to the property, or that showing time is a good open house schedule when held enough times that people that have interest can come see the property. It's up to us as sellers to make sure that we make the home available. So the 5 reasons we most often see that buyers don't go look at property for sale, especially homes. As I mentioned at the beginning, I have 3 ideas that can help you incentivize buyers to show up and actually see your property. These ideas are mostly applicable to open houses, but before I share them, I do need to let you know that if any of these ideas are of interest to you and you want to do them, make sure you check first with your broker or office manager if you're an agent to make sure that holding them does not violate any marketing guidelines out of your office. If you are a seller and you like any of these ideas, check with your agent to make sure the agent can support them. And also, before you hold your open house, make sure that when you advertise your open house, you include description of these incentives so that people know that you're offering them. So the first incentive is hold a drawing. Some people call it a sweepstakes. Here in California, we usually call them drawings. And we just say, if you're coming to the open house and you're a potential buyer, write your name and email address on a card, drop it in the fishbowl, big box, however you collect them. And at the end of the day, you're going to pick out either multiple names for multiple prizes, or maybe you'll have just one prize. And I've seen everything from a prize that costs $5 up to a large screen TV, depends upon your property and its value, and of course, your prize budget. So that's number 1. Number 2 is to offer refreshments. Refreshments can be cold sandwiches. Maybe you have Uncle Charlie come and run a pizza oven or a barbecue, making items to order. Maybe you bake some nice warm cookies, have some sodas. I do recommend against alcohol. If you are going to do alcohol, check with your broker if you're an agent. Make sure you're not going to have any problems there. If you do have food service, remember then you need to clean up. Especially if you're the agent, make sure you clean up so that the seller is not inconvenienced by your incentive. And number 3, which is an extension of number 2, is have the event catered. Now, there's all sorts of different levels of catering, but we do need to understand that most caterers have a minimum cost. Even if they're saying, okay, well, you estimate that there's going to be about 100 people there, our minimum cost is actually to serve about 200 people. So we're going to charge you the minimum no matter how many people show up. If you have more than 200, we might add a little bit to our bill, but we're definitely going to charge you for our minimum. So understand the cost of that. The second thing we need to do with caterers is make sure the catering itself is located in a controlled area. You don't want a taco truck at the curb and all of a sudden everybody in the neighborhood comes by and eats tacos on your bill. You want to have either the truck or the tables, however you do your catering, located in an area where only potential buyers have access to it. So I hope you found that those ideas helpful. Also, the 5 reasons that people don't visit houses for sale. I hope you can find a way to work around those and do get people to come and see your property and hold a successful sale. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. And of course, as always, like and subscribe, and we'll see you again on the next Cozy, Charming, Crazy Real Estate.